Rod, good afternoon. How's it going there by you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
No complaints here in New York. You are a man that's known for being, three or four homes at once. Where are you dialing in from?
I am in Vegas now. We moved there 2 years ago. We love it. Had to get out of California. Cost too much money. So we're enjoying it.
Common story right there. Well, it is such a pleasure to speak with you. You were one of my favorite players growing up, and a lot of that has to do with Tecmo's Super Bowl. You were one of the best players in that game, and I'm sure you hear that a lot per se. But doing a quick rundown on your career, 17 seasons as a player, success as a broadcaster, success as a coach. Is there anything that you didn't accomplish in football that you still hoped to?
Well, I mean, I've been very blessed to play 17 years in the league. And when I got done with that, never really thought about getting into broadcasting. The NFL Network called me, and I was there for over 10 years. And then, Al Davis called, and, when Al Davis calls you and asks you a favor, you can't turn the Godfather down. So
right.
I started coaching back in 11, kind of got ingrained in who I was. That's really what I love to do. And started working with Westwood One after we got fired after the first year, and did several years with that. Then went back to coaching with Jack Del Rio's group back in Oakland. Had fun. I had fun doing everything I have. I mean, I've had a good life. Cannot complain about my life. Do I want to accomplish anything else? Would still love to coach, but God opened the doors that He wants me to walk through. Right now, I'm still working with Westwood One, calling games. I get to call the preseason games for the Ravens, and I have a blast doing those type of things.
Well, we were connected by the NFL alumni team, which you've been active with, and they have great programs going on. But the fact that those 17 seasons, then the coaching and the broadcasting, and now still working with the NFL alumni, you're a lifer. Did you know when you were in your second or third season of the NFL, hey, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be in football?
No. I mean, who knows that? I mean, come on. Maybe we could probably wish we, want to be there, but you really never know where the end result's going to be. Your decision-making, your choices that you make in life kind of defines your destiny over the course of time. For me, it's kept me close to football. It really has. And, I could have made other decisions and not to do that, and then I wouldn't have been around football. So, if you get the opportunities and those doors open for you, which they did for me, I got to spend a lot of time, which I've been doing since I've been 9 years old, playing football, talking about football. I'm kind of ingrained in it. It's a part of my life. It's a part of my DNA.
Cool. Well, I know that the NFL Alumni Association gives DDPY, it's Diamond Dallas Page's DDP yoga system. I know everybody can use that, but what else is going on with the NFL alumni team at the moment?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that we're rolling out is just a campaign to encourage everyone across the U.S. and the globe to talk to their professionals, get educated on getting vaccinated. There's so much misinformation out there, and people believe that misinformation because they see it on social media. So they just believe it's true. And even our regular network television, there's some misinformation. They think it's true. So I would just say, just keep educating yourself, make the right decision. I got vaccinated a while ago. COVID ran through my family last year. Outside of my oldest daughter and my youngest son, they didn't get it, but everybody else got it. So I would just say, get educated, do the right thing. As a football term, we play as a team. You win as a team, and as a community, I would hope that you don't want to be the one to go into the grocery store and the lady there, who's normally older people who work there, has a pre-existing condition which you don't know about, and you're the carrier that gives it to her. I mean, I just say, do the right thing for each community, each household, each area around the U.S., and make the smart decision.
It's always a pleasure speaking with people who work with the organization we're talking about. When you speak to somebody like Beasley, he's inspirational. He knows what's going on, present company included too. Have you always been super aware, or did you have a wake-up moment of, time to start reading more?
Well, I mean, I think we should all been aware that we had a pandemic. I mean, a lot of people died throughout the world.
Sure.
And I think we all were hesitant. I think, I'm not a vaccine person. I don't get my cold shot. I don't do that every year, but this is different.
Right.
I mean, this is life and death. And it took me a little while. But then my daughter, her boyfriend's father has pre-existing conditions. He got it and he died. And right after that, I think it was like 2 weeks after that, I got my vaccine. And I was already looking at it. We were talking about it. My wife and I were talking about it. She has to get it because she's a teacher's aide and substitute teacher, so she has to get it. It made the decision easy. I was heading in that direction anyway, talking to different people about which vaccine they got and how they feel, which one you think is best, just from friends. But then talking to my local doctor, we had several choices, and then we picked Moderna. So we got that. For me, it's just always educate yourself on any subject matter you're going to start talking about, let alone what we're doing here with the vaccine. And, I just say, when you do that, then you can make wise decisions. And most of the people who are choosing to go the opposite and not get vaccinated, I don't know if they've been affected personally by the pandemic in the COVID. I just don't think they have, because if you have, then it will open your eyes to a big picture. And the big picture is, we want our life. We love our freedom here in the US. So do your part. If you love it, do your part. And that's all we're asking.
Makes sense to me, the way that you put it. Do you also have your nonprofit organization, Hope Through Football, going?
I do. We did one clinic this year. We canceled all the other ones. We just want to have kind of a trial run back in my hometown. In 2022, we'll have a full slate. Love doing that, just giving back to each community. It really helps out the international communities more, because we do play American football everywhere throughout the world. And so that's something that's dear to my heart. But I'm a grassroots football guy. I'm a country boy from Indiana. I like being on the grass. I like giving back to what was given to me from all the great coaches I had throughout my 17 years in the National Football League, and other great coaches that I've met after football. Just them teaching me the game, them teaching me life, and then giving those skill sets back to young men and young women across the US and internationally. It's a great thing.
Around the time, mentioning Indiana here, around the time that you became very prominent on an international basis, so did a band largely from Indiana called Guns N' Roses. Did you ever cross paths with them?
I've never crossed paths with them, but I know who they are, obviously.
Yeah, you never know. The Indiana people can go really far, present company included. And another thing that I alluded to before, DDPY, the DDP yoga thing that you get through NFL alumni. Have you ever had the pleasure of trying it?
I have never done yoga. I've never done it. I do want to try the hot yoga. Listen, as we get older, we got to try to find a way to keep the chunkiness off, right? So I'm trying everything. I walk in the morning. I just walked 6.5 miles this morning. I do my little sit-ups and push-ups. So I'm trying to, keep that chunkiness off. And then my next thing that I keep telling my wife, I just haven't found the place to go to here, because 2 years, I'm still trying to trust places and see where I kind of fit in. But one of these days, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try yoga one of these days in the near future.
Well, 2 quick questions, and then you're a free man. And the first one, you mentioned residing in Vegas these days. I'm taking a vacation there the last week of the year, if nothing changes in the world. Is there a restaurant that you can recommend out there?
Well, my daughter works for Caesars. Matter of fact, she just became the executive chef for fish and chips on the promenade. So if you're a fish and chips guy and you like that fried cod, that's a great place to go to. That's a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. So I'll probably steer you to more of the Caesar places to go to. There's so many great. That's the great thing about Vegas. It's so international, and it has any type of food flavor that you will want to have and want to eat. They have those restaurants all across the area. So, but I would say, at least try that. You'll see my daughter, a big, tall girl with curly hair, glasses. That's my daughter, and she runs the place now.
We're going. And then the last question I have, one of my favorite things about you and your career correlating to Tecmo Super Bowl is if you had Rod Woodson on your team, the ball was being intercepted regularly, which was a good thing if you were on that team. Does that skill apply in any other way? Are you able to see things before they happen physically with anything outside of football?
Outside of football? Well, it's no, because football is just a little different, right? So football is a really simple game. This was told to me back in 1987 by Chuck Noll. It's a simple game, not easy to play at a high level on a consistent basis. And it really is. If you really think about the game itself, it really kind of looks alike. It kind of looked like it did way back in the day with different equipment. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger nowadays. But the field kind of looks the same, right? The field goals move back. Instead of being the front side of the end zone, it's still on the back side of the end zone. Everything's the same. So it's really a simple game. I was taught by some really good coaches. But in life itself, I don't take life too serious. My dad always said, you live life once. If you live it right, that's enough. And I kind of go with him with that one. I believe in it. I don't take myself too serious. I like having fun. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. And I think if you can do that, you build a lot of friendships. And I think if there's one silver lining that the pandemic did cause, it caused us to realize our family and our friends mean everything. And I'm going to go back to the very beginning of that. And if our family and friends mean everything and our neighborhoods mean everything, get educated, make the wise decision, do your part to make us get back to where we want to be or where we were 5 years ago.
Fair. Rod, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to everything that's coming from you, whatever the medium is within football.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.